Good afternoon. Welcome to the bid opening for 23-24-079 fleet parts and supplies. My name is Sarah Molina, one of the buyers for the purchasing section,
My name is Brittany Treadway. I'm the purchasing specialist.
and we will now open the bids.
First bid is from Casa Auto Group. So for general automotive parts, we have a list discount 25%. For transmission parts, AC flyer.
It's still the same idea of what we do the next for the bid.
So do you have the bid form?
We do have a what?
Bid form.
Bid form.
Did not acknowledge it yet, and
Let's go to the next one. Oh, here's Slate C flyer.
gasoline engine parts 25%. Diesel engine parts 25%. General shop supplies not applicable.
Okay.
Restocking fee no charge. Percentage off catalog 25%.
So we don't want to have the discount.
Okay. For alternators and starters, Motor Craft 25%. Ford OEM 25%. Ball and roller bearings, Motorcraft 25%. Ford OEM 25%. Belts, hoses, and clamps, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Brake pads and shoes, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Brake drums and rotors, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Brake calipers, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Caps and thermostats, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Electrical and ignition, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Emissions and exhaust, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Filters, Motorcraft 25%. Gaskets and seals, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Heating and air conditioning, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Lamps, lighting, and mirrors, Ford 25%. Power steering pumps, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Fuel and water pumps, Motorcraft 25%. Ford 25%. Steering and suspension, Motorcraft 25%. Universal joints, Motorcraft 25%. Wipers, Motorcraft 25%. Wheel accessories, Ford 25%. Spark plugs and wires, Motorcraft 25%. New parts, Ford 25%.
What's that flyer for transmission parts? The flyer for Casa Auto Group that they had submitted, we're gonna have to ask the manager and our supervisor on what to do with the flyer. So and we'll find out and we'll send out what's the submittal? The submittal afterwards. So we'll move on to the next one.
Next up, we have General Parts Inc. Doing business as Advanced Auto. We have a bid form. 0 addenda acknowledged. And if we could go back or on Casa Auto Group, they did have local preference.
Gotcha.
Advanced general automotive parts, we have 35 to 65%. Transmission parts 50. Gasoline engine parts 50. Diesel engine parts 50. General shop supplies 50. Restocking fee, majority of items no fee. Percentage off catalog 35 to 65%. Alternators and starters, AC Delco 50%. CarQuest 50%. Bearings, ball and roller, National 50%. Belts, hoses, and clamps, Gates 50%. Ideal 50%. And Dayco 50%. Brake, drums and rotors, motorcraft 50%. Brake calipers, CarQuest 50%. Cabs and thermostats, Stand 50%. Electrical and ignition, AC Delco 50%. Autolite 50%. Champion 50%. Standard. Emissions and exhaust, Walker 50%. Filters, air, fuel, and oil, Motorcraft 50%. CarQuest 65%. Gaskets and seals, National 50%. Dorman 50%. Heating and air conditioning, AC Delco 50%. CarQuest 50%. Factory air 50%. Lamps, lighting, and mirrors, Grote 50%. Wagner 50%. Sylvania 50%. Power steering pumps, A1 Carbone 50%. CarQuest 50%. Pumps, fuel and water, CarQuest 50%. Steering and suspension, Moog 50%. Monroe 50%. Universal joints, Spicer 50%. Wipers, Trico 50%. Rain-X 50%. Bosch 50%. Wheel accessories, Moog 50%. Spark plugs and wires, AC Delco 50%. Champion 50%. Autolite 50%. Bosch 50%. On this one. Heavy duty parts, Cole Hersey 50%. Grote 50%. Monroe 50%. National 50%. Spicer 50%. Stemco 50%. Sylvania 50%. Wagner 50%. No, that's. Next up, we have O'Reilly Auto Parts. We have bid form. 0 addenda. General automotive parts, list less 41% or better. Transmission parts, list less 41% or better. Engine parts, list less 41% or better. Engine parts, list less 41. General shop supplies, list less 41% or better. Restocking fee, not applicable. Percentage off catalog, list less 41% or better. Alternators and starters, Ultima Select, Wilson. List less 41% or better. Ball and roller bearings, Master Pro, Precision. List less 41% or better. Belts, hoses, and clamps, Gates. List less 41% or better. Master Pro, Murray. List less 41% or better. Brake pads and shoes, Ray Bustos, Brake vest, list less 41% or better. Brake drums and rotors, KIC brake vest, Ray Bustos, list less 41% or better. Brake calipers, brake vest, list less 41% or better. Caps and thermostats, Murray, list less 41% or better. Electrical and ignition, AC Delco. Motorcraft, Autolite, Champion, Master Pro, Import Direct, Dorman, and Standard all list less 41% or better. Master Pro. And Standard. Emissions and exhaust, AC Delco, Motorcraft, Walker, Dorman, Bosch, Denso, and MagnaFlow. 41% or better. The filters, air, fuel, and oil, AC Delco, Motorcraft, Wix, Microguard, Mobile One, K&N, Royal, all 41%. Gaskets and Seals, AC Delco, Motorcraft, Bell Pro, Mall, Master Pro, Precision, all 41%. Heating and air conditioning, Murray, 41%. Lamps, lighting, and mirrors, Broach, Sylvania, Iconics, 41%. Power steering pumps, A1 Cardone, 41%. Master Pro, 41%. Fuel and water pumps, AC Delco, 41%. Motorcraft, 41%. Precision, 41%. Steering and suspension, Moog Precision Master Pro. Motorcraft, Monroe, AC Delco, also all 41%. AC Delco as well. It's 40%. Universal joints, Precision, 41%. Spicer, 41%. Master Pro, 41%. Wipers, Trico, 41%. Rain-X, 41%. Bosch, 41%. Easy on the right. Wheel accessories, Perfect Equip, Extra Seal, Standard, Schrader, 41%. CHRAD. 41%. Okay. Spark plugs and wires, AC Delco, 41%. Champion, 41%. Motorcraft, 41%. Autolite, 41%. Bosch, 41%. Left, right, Ultima Select, Omni Spark, 41%. And NGK, 41%. Bendix, 41% for heavy duty parts. Cole Hersey, 41%. Gates, 41%. Rhodes, 41%. Monroe, 41%. Spicer, 41%. Sylvania, 41%. These 32, I have to write in. Brake Vest, heavy duty, 41%. Dorman, heavy duty, 41%. KIC, 41%. Murray, 41%. OE Turbo Power. 41%. Ray Bestos, 41%. Wilson, 41%. Lolo, 41%. World American, 41%. Inform with one addendum acknowledged. I have no one today. New York Park Transit. So we will start from light to medium manufacturer brand names, alternators and starters, discounts, ball bearing and roller bearings, Bauer and TN, 25%. Belts, hoses and clamps, Goodyear, 25%. Brake, 80%. 70%. Brake drums and rotors, 70%. 70%. No discounts on page 2. Gaskets and seals, Stemco, 25%. Lamps, lighting and mirrors, Truck Light, 70%. Proceeding to spark plugs, Bosch, 40%. Heavy duty parts, Bendix, 70%. Donaldson, 40%. Firestone, 70%. Goodyear, 25%. Meritor, 70%. 70%. Stemco, 25%. Truck Light, 70%. MGM, 70%. DPF Cleaning and Parts Supply, 70%. Second submittal from a previous vendor. First one. So that's it. Hands. And like champion 50, as well as standard. Walker, revisions and exhaust 50. Filters, watercraft, Guardwest 50, 65. 50, Gorman 50. AC Delco 50, PowerQuest 50, Factory Air 50. Roni 50, Wilder 50, Sylvania 50. Newland Cardone 50, PowerQuest 50. Thomas.
Oh, that's my, sorry.
PowerQuest 50. Steering suspension, Moog 50, Monroe 50. We have Universal Joints, Spicer 50, Vipers, Trico, Rain Expo, Schmalfer 50. Moog, Under Wheel Accessories for 50. Spark Plugs, AC Delco, Champion, Auto Light Bosch, also 50. We have Cole Hersey 50, Brady 50, Monroe 50, 50, Spicer 50, Uncle 50, Slovenia 50, and Wagner 50.
Submittal for the general parts, so we were just going through to make sure we can handle this.
Okay, next up we have Sisbaro Buick GMC. We do have bid form. Not acknowledging addenda. Okay, sorry. Aftermarket parts and shop supplies, general automotive parts 40, transmission parts 40, gasoline engine parts 40, diesel engine parts 40, general shop supplies 40, restocking fee 35, percentage off catalog 40. Light to medium manufacturer brand names, alternators and starters, GM 40. No discounts under ball bearings and roller bearings. Belts, hoses, and clamps, GM 40. Brake pads and shoes, GM 40. Brake drums and rotors, GM 40. Brake calipers, GM 40. Caps and thermostats, GM 40. AC Delco 40. Electrical and ignition, AC Delco 40. GM 40. Emissions and exhaust, GM 40. Air fuel oil filters, AC Delco 40. Gaskets and seals, AC Delco 40. GM 40. Heating and air conditioning, GM 40. No discounts under lamps, lighting, and mirrors. Power steering pumps, AC Delco 40. GM 40. Fuel and water pumps, AC Delco 40. GM 40. Steering and suspension, AC Delco 40.
AC Delco.
Universal joints, AC Delco 40. Wipers, no discounts. Wheel accessories, GM, 40. Spark plugs and wires, AC Delco, 40. No discounts under heavy duty parts. Next up, we have a no submittal from Gillig LLC. They're not submitting it. So I'm just. Next up, we have USD Inc. One addendum. Under aftermarket parts and shop supplies, general automotive parts, not applicable. Transmission, not applicable. Gasoline engine, diesel engine, not applicable. General shop supplies, not applicable. Restocking fee, not applicable. Percentage off catalog, not applicable. Manufacturer brand names, alternators and starters, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Ball and roller bearing, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Let's see if it reads. Ball. Chrysler, 38%. Belts, hoses, and clamps. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. AC Delco, 44%. Brake pads and shoes. We have Chrysler in place of Meritor for 38%. Motorcraft for 40%. AC Delco for 44%. Next. Yes. Yeah, next achievement. Brake drums and rotors. In place of Viper, we have Chrysler at 38%. Motorcraft at 40%. GM. Under brake calipers, we have Motorcraft 40%. AC Delco 44%. GM AC Delco 44%. Chrysler 38%. Caps and thermostats, Motorcraft 40%. AC Delco 44%. Chrysler 38%. Electrical and ignition, AC Delco 44%. Motorcraft 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Emissions and exhaust, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Air, fuel, oil filters, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Gaskets and seals, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Heating and air conditioning, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Lamps, lighting, and mirrors, Chrysler in place of Retrac for 38%. AC Delco for 44%. Power steering pumps, Motorcraft, 40%. AC Delco, 44%. Chrysler, 38%. Fuel and water pumps, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Steering and suspension, Motorcraft, 40%. AC Delco, 44%. Universal joints, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Wipers, Motorcraft, 40%. AC Delco, 44%. Chrysler, 38%. Wheel accessories, Chrysler, 38%.
Just 30 or 38?
38. Spark plugs and wires, AC Delco, 44%. Motorcraft, 40%. Chrysler, 38%. Under heavy duty parts, we have Delco, 44%. It's number 8, Delco, 44%. AC Delco, 10151. 124. Line 21, Motorcraft, 40%. This Motorcraft is 04012. And then line 32, Chrysler, 38%.
Yeah, it's fine.
And then this is Mopar,
Yeah.
04018. No.
Did we get the bid one? There's a bid one, right?
Yes.
We all together. And I have one extra one here. That's my consumption.
Next up, we have Cummins Inc. doing business as Cummins Sales and Service. We do have bid form with one addenda. Aftermarket parts and shop supplies. Diesel engine parts, 14% off list. No bids on page 6. Light to medium manufacturer brand names. No bids on page 7. No bids on page 8. No bids on page 9. Heavy duty parts. Cummins, 14% off list. Fleet Guard, 63% off list. Standard filtration only. %20 off OED proprietary line. This is just not technology card.
Is that the same one as the first one?
Yes, it is.
So looks like we have another duplicate, so we're just gonna verify real quick.
So, 425, photograph 425, photograph 425, brakes, photograph at 425, photograph 425, caps and guns, that's 25. Electrical and ignition, photograph and 425.
Sorry, my eyes are killing me.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I'm getting all these lines. It started making emission and exhaust, Motorcraft and Ford. Filters, Motorcraft. Gaskets and seals, Motorcraft 425. Heating and air, Motorcraft 425. Lane sliding mirrors, 425. Power steering, Motorcraft 425. Fuel and water pumps, Motorcraft 425.
Yep.
Steering suspension, Motorcraft 25. Universal joints, Motorcraft 25. Wipers, Motorcraft 25. Wheel accessories, 425. Spark plugs, Motorcraft 25.
This is just a duplicate.
Next up, we have all equipment. We do have a bid form. We're launching two agenda. Your aftermarket parts and shop supplies. General automotive parts, 25. Percentage off catalog, 25. And bids on page 6. No bids on page 7. No bids on page 8. No bids on page 9. Under heavy duty parts, we have Elgin, 25. Timco, 25. And Schwarzy, 25.
No, so better than.
No preference. Next up, we have Doggett Access. Bid form. They are acknowledging they provided the file number. So no addenda acknowledged. So for transmission, diesel engine, general shop supplies, and percentage off catalog, we were provided acceleratorparts.com. No bids on page 6. No bids on page 7. No bids on page 8. No bids on page 9. Under heavy duty parts for Allison, Bendix, Chicago Rawhide, Cummins, Delco, Detroit Diesel, Donaldson, Eaton, Firestone, Fleet Guard, Gates, Grove, Meritor, Monroe, National, Spicer, Stemco, Sylvania, Trucklight, and Wowco. We were also provided acceleratorparts.com. No preference. Next up, we have EMP Power LLC, DBA Batteries Plus Buskers. We have a bid form acknowledging 2 addenda. Aftermarket parts and shop supplies, general automotive, 35% wipers only. No restocking fee. And for all remaining categories. No bids on page 6. No bids on page 7. No bids on page 8. Page 9, for wipers, we have Vallejo, 35%. No bids on page 10. And no preference. That's all.
Okay. This now concludes the bid opening for ITB 23-24-079. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.